My husband lied to me. I, 29F, caught my husband, 29, in a lie today. He is a store manager and has been commuting 40 minutes for work for the last year. Some days he opens and others closes store. He doesn't usually run behind but lately has been coming home 30 minutes later when closing, saying there are issues at work he needs to stay and resolve. I never question it, but today I had a weird feeling and decided to check his location. He wasn't at work, he was at a park close to his work. For those 20–30 minutes he was resolving closing issues. I called him repeatedly and no answer. After the 30 minutes he returns my call and makes it seem like he just got off work and getting into his car to leave. I took screenshots of his location, but I'm unsure if to confront him about it. I'm deciding if to continue monitoring location, but keeping tabs on his every move seems exhausting. I don't check his phone either, but I'm considering it given that I've caught him in this lie. What should I do next? I just want to point out that there's the very real chance that he might just want to sit in silence by himself at a park after working all day before coming home and interacting with you. He might fear that telling you that would make you feel bad, so he just says he's still at work. Or he's getting BJs in the bathroom from other men. I dunno. The point is that we just don't know yet. You're going to have to ask him or find out for yourself. I'd do some more snooping and watching where he goes. If you confront him immediately, he'll just turn off the tracking or turn off the phone. You may want to see if he keeps going back to the same place, and just show up to see for yourself what he's doing. I'm assuming he knows you can check his location? Why don't you just tell him that when you repeatedly called and got no answer, you checked his location to see if he was still at work or on his way home? You noticed he was at a park, and you're curious about why he told you he was closing up at work. Try to keep your tone relaxed and treat it like a casual conversation. It's better to get this out in the open so he knows you're aware his behavior has changed and you can both discuss it straight away. This kind of thing festers and will end up causing you a lot of stress. Edit. I also like the idea others have mentioned about turning up at the park. Why would you say anything to him and give him a heads up? Just go to the park. You will have all the answers if you do that. It's actually super healthy to have some time to himself before coming home. I'm not talking hours, but it allows time for him to decompress from work and not bring the crap home as much. Could be quite innocent. Maybe he's worried about saying something because he knows you might have had a hard day too and want him home, but he might just really need that few minutes a day to be a better husband. I'd ask him. I'd say, hey, I noticed you're running later than usual coming home. Is everything okay? If you need, say half an hour or so before coming home, I understand. See what he says. I mean, you could confront him. You could hire a pie. Or you could go to the park near where he is and catch him in the act. Don't confront him, keep investigating, soldier. He could be going for a walk after work to relax, cheating, or maybe shooting some shot. Further analysis is required. I'm a store manager myself. I sometimes close store and sometimes open it, just as your husband. I can tell you it's a really stressful job, and COVID has made it even more stressful. A strong possibility is that he might be feeling stressed and he wants to decompress on his own before coming home to you and exploding on you. Maybe he feels he needs to put on a facade and doesn't know how to open up to you because he feels you might look at him like a failure. Nothing is impossible, but I find that scenario more plausible than him cheating when he only is 20/30ths of a minute off and usually at a park. Also, if there is anything else off in his behavior, secretive of his phone, a new friend he talks to a lot, the cheating scenario becomes less likely, although not impossible. I have the chance to apply for a dream role, but my boyfriend is flat out refusing to move with me. First time posting, I'm on mobile, so I apologize for the format. I, 27 female. I'm a teacher at a private school in England, just outside a big city. My boyfriend, 30M, and I currently have been together for just over 1 year and a half and live in the city. I commute 1 hour, driving, every day there and back, total 2 hours. It is exhausting, but we've agreed to live in London the last few years because of the lifestyle. But we are now broke. City life expensive, rent is off the charts no matter where we live, and we actually have no quality of life in the city, because we can't actually afford to do anything. We are living paycheck to paycheck and it's becoming draining. I have the opportunity to apply for a role at my school which would provide us with free accommodation, and would give me a bigger wage, so we would have approximately an extra £2,000 a month income. For me it's a no-brainer. Sure, we're not quite in the city anymore, but we're only 40 minutes away, and with all that extra income we would be able to go on lovely holidays, get the train into the city on weekends, and not have to worry so much about money. It's also a perfect step up in my career for me and is a role I have wanted to do for a while now. Last night I tried to bring it up with my boyfriend, and he flat out said no, he would not be willing to move. He says he like living in the city too much, it's better for his mental health, and he would have no quality of life if we moved out of the city. I tried to say that actually, we have no quality of life now because we can't afford to do anything. But he was adamant. He does suffer with anxiety and depression, and he is working through that, and I am doing everything I can to support him. I want to be sympathetic to him saying the city helps his mental health, but I don't feel it does, and I think he actually is worse because of it. What should I do? Should I put myself first and apply for the job anyway? Should I ask him or even beg him to reconsider? I don't want to ruin our relationship over this, but I can't go on living the lifestyle we are living, with nothing to look forward to, nothing to do, when I have the opportunity to give us both a better life. I feel it would be stupid to miss this opportunity and that I'd regret it a year down the line. But is it worth potentially ending the relationship? TLDR. I have the opportunity to apply for a dream job which would give my partner and I a fresh start and a chance to have a life. He is outright saying no because he wants to live in the city and carry on a life that I feel is unsustainable. You have to look out for your own mental health, your own wants and your own needs. Put in the application and see what happens. If you are turned down, then it's a non-issue. If you get the job, you have to consider what path leads you to your happiest and most fulfilled life. You go Ruta. You are with your current boyfriend and living the life he wants to live. Rather shocking he wouldn't even consider moving, and B. You can have a career, a chance to save and have a future, and who knows who you could meet and where life can take you at that point. Absolutely you should apply. You are focused on a problem that is not ripe until you get a job offer. And if you are offered the job, you should take it and not stay trapped in your current situation. Take the job. Someone who is not even able to entertain the idea of compromise or change won't survive a long-term relationship anyhow. Good luck, my dear. You shouldn't beg him because if he's unhappy he's going to resent you for it. You'll have taken him away from somewhere he feels comfortable. I'd apply, and if you get it, you have to make a decision. I'd just tell him you're applying. See if he changes his mind on his own. Otherwise I'd just go without him. I mean, you could continue to date with him living in the city and you living outside of it. Question mark, question mark, question mark. When I have the opportunity to give us both a better life. No, it gives you a better life at the cost of his quality of life. He told you as much. Your disagreements with his perspective are because his idea of a good life come at the cost of yours, not really for any reasons related to him. Both of you need to move in directions that are best for each of you. Sometimes that means your paths won't align anymore, and this might be one of those times. This is a huge opportunity for you that you may never get again, so you should go for it. Move regardless of what he wants. If your relationship has any legs, it will last 40 minutes distance. If it doesn't, he wasn't worth it anyway, and you've got a great opportunity for yourself in a new life. As a person who has commuted far and lived paycheck to paycheck and then later had no commute and no longer lived paycheck to paycheck, it is astounding how it changes your life. Truly astounding. Please apply for this job, and if he can't move, then either live apart or the relationship ends, but do not let this opportunity pass. My 28M wife, 29F, cheated on me and lashed out physically when I caught her in the act. We have been having problems in our 5-year marriage for about 2 years now. We have a 3-year-old son, and for the past 2 years, I have to basically take care of him by myself, when we aren't at our jobs in which we have a nanny come by, because she refuses to do anything. When I ask her for some help, she accuses me of limiting a woman's freedom by asking her to be a stay-at-home mom, which isn't true. She just watches TV and hangs out with her friends instead of helping me out. I ask her to at least cut the spending as we need the money to pay the bills, but she makes accusations again. Finally, I got suspicious a week ago and went to one of the bars she goes to and caught her making out with a random stranger. When I confronted her, she accuses me of stalking her and that I have no right to limit her freedom. When I angrily said that she had been cheating and that I would never do that, she starts punching me, which shocked me as she never did that before. The stranger, by the way, also got angry at her since she lied to him that I was just her ex. I ended up taking our kid to stay at my parents' place, where they are encouraging me to file a police report or at least file for divorce. Maybe this is just me venting, but why would she turn physically violent now? Listen to your parents. File both and protect your child. Why haven't you filed a police report or for divorce? What possible reason would you have for not wanting to do that? How long has it been since she hit you? I would still go to police, just so there's something in the record. What if she gets visitation after the divorce and hits the child without you realizing? Will you be able to forgive yourself? Calling the police is more than trying to get her in jail. It is so there's a record in case the child is in danger. Why she would do this? Probably just an immediate response to being caught red-handed. It's just like an animal in a corner. She knows there is no way out, so therefore getting angry seemed like the best option. Easy to blame you that way as well when she's clearly in the wrong. Sorry to hear. I hope you will listen to advice of your parents and protect your son. I hope you find peace. No advice just came to say she's a real piece of shit. You should have filed a police report immediately and gotten a TRO. That would have been documentation of her behavior. Regardless, you need to talk with a lawyer. If you have any proof of her ignoring you child, that will help with determining custody arrangements. You need to protect you and your son no matter what happens. Why now? Because you found the truth about her. My stepson just came out to me, I think? So my 27F stepson, 11M, kept telling me the kids call him gay at school. His mother and I, lesbian relationship, have told him to ignore the kids, and if it bothers him that much, he should speak to a teacher. I don't even know how we just got to the subject, but he told me, I am sort of gay anyway. I probed a bit and asked him if he could see himself kissing both boys and girls. He told me boys and girls are cute, and he said he doesn't know. He's not there yet. He's on the "ew gross kissing" phase still. However, he did say both boys and girls are cute and he's kinda gay. I told him that no matter what he is, we love him, and if he wants to have a boyfriend one day, that's fine. And if he wants a girlfriend, that's fine too, just please date only one at a time. He just came at my out of left field. I wasn't expecting this. I told him that whether people are gay or straight doesn't matter, they're still humans. I told his mom now, she's cool with it too, but I asked her to not talk to him about it as I don't want him to think I'm discussing him behind his back. I also asked him if he's only gay because all the kids call him gay, and he said, no. I do think I'm a little gay because boys and girls are cute. But only some. Fair enough. Did I handle this correctly? How do I proceed? Do I need to bring this up again sometime? Edit. Thank you for all the responses. Just want to add a quick clarification. I know polyamory is a thing, but I didn't want to bombard him with info. I didn't talk about bisexuality either. I am myself. Because I didn't want to overload his little brain. Whenever he's curious about any other LGBTQ+ terms, I will definitely sit him down and we can learn together and Google it. I'm not going to push anything onto him or plant any sexuality or relationship ideas into his head. I will only answer if he asks. I'm not any phobic at all. I just don't want to overwhelm him when he told me and make the conversation about something else, like polyamory, when that wasn't his question. Polyamory is also a very small population, so I don't feel like at 11 he should be faced with stuff like that yet. Sounds like you handled this perfectly. My opinion is that you don't need to bring it up again simply because you've done well at reassuring him that he's loved no matter what and that he can confide in you without worrying who you'll tell. If he wants to revisit the subject, I think he'll feel comfortable doing so. I think you are already giving him the right example by your relationship. He knows all the options are normal and okay. So it is not necessary to bring it up, just wait with whom he will come home someday. Yes, you handled it beautifully. Good work, stepmom. Seems like you handled it really well. As others have said, he's young, needs some space to figure it all out. But it sounds like he's got two fantastic, supportive role models in you and his bio mom. I'm sure he'll be fine, dad notwithstanding. You handled it beautifully. As a gay man, I could have wished my coming out was accepted so easily. Good for you. You handled this well. Just make sure he knows that bisexuality, pansexuality are valid options too. A lot of people get caught up on the gay, straight dichotomy without realizing that there are options in the middle too. I know I did, and it took me longer to realize because of it. Of course, I'm old and I think kids today probably have more knowledge. I think you handled the coming out okay, but I do think if he's being bullied, that's something you guys should talk to about a teacher. He's 11, and he's brought it up to you repeatedly. Why are you just telling him to ignore it or handle it alone? Bravo, you handled it how I would have. He seems more bi-curious than anything else. But he's 11, we were all confused at 11 lol. I like the date only one at a time, that's a good strategy. He confided in you, which is a solid trust thing, he'll figure it out. I wonder if he feels that way because of your relationship to his mother. Kids that age can be influenced indirectly by what they see around them. I thought it was cool to pretend to smoke a toothpick since both of my parents smoked when I was younger. Just continue to be there for him, he'll probably bring you more left field stuff as he grows up. So, be prepared lol.